Hi, folks. Welcome to another episode of The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. We've got a special one for you because we're going to be reviewing a book. And I'm hoping all of you've heard about it because if you haven't...
Spoilers! This is Sophie Aldred with The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
My name is Christian Basil. Years ago, I had an idea. I got myself a TARDIS. Took it to new places, met a lot of new people, took some great pictures, and talked Doctor Who. From Krypton Radio and the creators of the Hanging With web show, this is the legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Join me on my latest adventures and become part of the legend. I get that thing out of there. Okay, great. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. My name is Christian Basil. We've got a packed house, as you can see, a really packed house. But starting, let me introduce the panelist team. Starting on my, is that left? Yes, that's left. My right, your left. This guy right here, Mr. Dave Chapman of the rathole.ca. How you doing there, Dave? Good morning.
Hey, I'm doing great. How about you guys?
It's a little early morning for you, isn't it? It's a little early.
Yeah, 8 a.m., you know.
It's for Canada time out there.
I got coffee.
You got coffee? You
Yeah.
got Covfefe? I didn't have time for Covfefe, so I have Coca-Cola. That's got. Keep it
This
going.
is what y'all do to me.
Oh, yeah. Never mind. I'm going to give you there. Next stop is Mr. Mark Muncie of Erie, Florida. How you doing, Mark? Good morning.
Fantabulous. How y'all doing today?
Surviving out there.
Yeah, it's been a busy non-con summer, but we're still getting all the events. So
I know, right? And I'm happy to announce that because of I don't want to say happy to announce in this way, but with the closing up of Tampa Bay Comic-Con this year, 2020, unfortunately, at the last minute they pulled plug, which was supposed to happen next week. You're going to be seeing a lot of us online.
Yeah,
representing the Traveling TARDIS, including Melanie, including myself, and all these guys out here. You guys are going to be doing a lot more online conventions, so please check us out. Please check out the Traveling TARDIS because we'll be announcing a lot of those coming up. And all the way down to the left is Nisha Mulchin of Diversely Geek. How you doing, Nisha?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good morning. How are you? Are you all ready for this show?
Oh, I can't even tell you how ready I am for this show. I'm a bit excited, just this much. Okay,
Sophie, that didn't seem right, Sophie. I don't know why it sounded so wrong. Of course, I can't.
Only you, Christian. Only
me. No. Anybody else in the chat, if you want to say something, go ahead about that. But there, Melanie down below, Melanie Dean, Pieces of Melee. How you doing there? Melee. I can never say that word.
Melee. It's like a fighting style. Melee. It's kinetic.
I know. I just can't say. I see melee. I know.
High contrast. Anyway. Yes. Hi, everybody. As I teach Christian words, I'll be learning a lot of words this morning out there. Yes. And all the way down at the bottom corner on my left, your right, or whatever it's on the screen, all the way on the bottom, Dr. Freedom himself, Brian Barres. Check him out on the YouTube channel. Good morning, Brian. How you doing there?
Good morning. Got my coffee and I'm ready. And you can tell the coffee's still hot because you can still see the TARDIS.
Oh my goodness!
As it cools down, the TARDIS will vanish.
Oh, okay. You got one of those cups.
Yeah, visual to look for. You know.
Gotcha. Now we got Sophie Aldred too. But anyway, is that why you came to home the show? Because it wasn't for us, right? It was for Miss Sophie Aldred. Good morning, Sophie. How you doing? Oh, it's good afternoon to you over there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's afternoon for me. And I'm here with my cup of tea and my nice garden in the background.
Wait a minute. Let me get started here.
There we go. We've all got something.
I got my caffeine going. I want to say hello to a lot of people in the chat who are joining us here. Kyle Nunes, Sage Ia from the from the Hanging With team. They're on the show today. They're Garrett Pomacher, Ludis Pagan. We also have Sean Woody McDonald.
Oh, yes, I know him.
You know him too?
Yeah.
And wait a minute, I want to show you something because your friends gave me something. Because normally with this show, I wear this shirt.
Ah, yes.
They wear this shirt.
Yes, yes.
But
Absolutely.
because thanks to your friends Jade and Sean, I'm wearing this shirt.
Yay. Bring back Ace.
Bring back Ace.
Excellent.
We're going to bring back Ace, definitely. Miss Gallifrey herself, Lady Gallifrey, Gina Barres is on there. Also, we get in the chats. Alfred Pennyworth, so much for Christian getting the TARDIS back this weekend. Thanks for the reminder there. Yeah. Where is the... Oh, there he is. Little traveling TARDIS there. You know, there's nothing better than donating plasma while watching The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Well, thank you.
My
Thanks
goodness.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I got you.
Okay. That's an interesting thing to be doing.
You.
You're going to be hooked up for a while. That makes sense. I mean, donating plasma isn't a little half-hour thing.
We're going to be on here for an hour, so I guess we're entertaining her. And so, hey, we can actually say The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. We're saving lives every episode there.
Yeah.
So there we go there. Sophie, thank you for joining us out here. We're going to be reviewing her book at
You've never been able to say that, have you?
At
Childhood's
End.
Yeah.
You had to put that apostrophe. You had to write a book. I can't say the title to it. Melanie knows me better than that.
And you don't really have to say it out loud, do you? Because you're reading. So.
I'm reading it, and then there's that apostrophe S after childhood, so I can't even say it out there. Childhood's End.
And the way you were trying to say it almost sounded like Chud, and I'm like, that's a whole different sci-fi.
Yeah.
Great.
Did I miss, Christian, you introducing Mark? Or did I just...
Oh, no, I was there. I was there.
Oh, you were there. God,
yeah, it's okay. I was just lost in your eyes. So I might have said
the and gone away at that moment.
Sophie, go ahead and have another cup on me. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I drink on out.
I don't know what I've put in here, but
maybe a little add a little dram of maybe whiskey or a little bourbon. Just
it's not morning there. You can.
Well, I always appreciate the chance to plug a book. As a fellow author, you understand it's always a good chance to plug a book. So right. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. Exactly.
I write spooky stories about Florida. So.
Oh, okay, nice. Wow.
Yes, he writes some really good books. Erie, Florida. He's got a whole series on that. St. Augustine. Just places that he goes to, and I think on his Instagram, if you want to check it out there. Yeah, let's just give you a plug during Sophie's show.
I'm fine with that.
Are they based on facts about Florida?
Yeah, it's myths, legends, and then we go and do the history behind them and study. So,
that sounds awesome.
It's a lot of fun. So, travel.
Did I meet you when I was doing my grand tour of Florida with Charles?
You sure did. That's why I had to be on. So, I was like,
yeah, that was such fun. I so loved that. I came over. I think it was for. Oh, I can't remember what was it a convention or anyway? I was doing book signings for the previous book, Ace, The Inside Story of the End of an Era. So it was some time ago now, and I came in on the tail end of a hurricane. No, just as a hurricane was about to hit.
Yep.
And I was put up in the most beautiful hotel, quite an old-fashioned one, and I was so exhausted after flying over that I went to bed, and in the middle of the night, there was all this wind and you know what it's like in a hurricane. In the middle of the night, my door to the hotel room banged open, and I leapt out of bed, and there was this guy in my room with a case, with a wheelie case, and I was like, whoa, what? And he looked very shocked because I wasn't wearing much, I don't think.
Excuse me, Sophie, that was a luggage. Let's get it right if you're going to tell this story.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I did knock first, though.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Anyway, and then in the morning, I just went back to sleep again. In the morning, I thought, was that something I dreamed or did it really happen? And I thought, no, it really happened. And I went down to the front desk and I said what had happened. And they said, oh, we're so sorry. Because of the hurricane, the computer, everything went down. The electricity went down. And they couldn't tell who was in which room and which rooms were occupied.
Wow.
So somebody came in and they were kind of just like played lottery and went, oh, well.
Florida. That's all you got to say. Florida. It makes sense.
Oh.
We got a map of the hotel. We'll just throw a dart and see where it lands.
Yeah, exactly.
So we think this one's vacant.
I've had that incident too. Only the hotel management did manage to screw up our room, and somebody walked in checking out our room as my wife and I are about to take a shower. So it was just yeah. We don't go to that hotel anymore. But that's another story there. Sophie, what we're going to do is something a little bit different before we go to a commercial break. I don't know if you've seen our show since we've done the reviews of the series. We're going to do the same thing for Doctor Who at Childhood's End.
Great.
I'll say it. Now, what we're going to do is each one of us is going to hold up a number, one being this was not a good book, which I'm hoping none of us actually picked that number, 10 being this was the awesome book, the best book in the world. The lowest number has to go first, and we're going to review it, and then we're going to, if we have any questions, we're going to bring them up to you. So everybody, at this time, please
just
hold
hang on
up.
a minute.
Okay.
Bear in mind, folks, I do have a baseball bat nearby.
I know. I've seen you in action. I don't know what to do with it. So everybody, show your numbers here.
Let me change my number real quick before I get hit by a baseball bat. No.
Oh, look at that.
So we have 9, 9, 10, 8.
Oh, wait, we're doing it
out of 10. What?
I had it out of 5.
How often do you do the show, Dave? It's out of 10.
I love your various ways of expressing yourselves with numbers.
Okay. So I've got a 9. Dave's got an 11. Oh, whatever.
Wow.
I just saw that
I thought it was a 5. It was 4.5. Or 11.5 out of 5.
Wait a minute. How'd you get 4.5 and now 11 out of 10? What is? You have
the TARDIS is whatever
It
the
blew my
Okay,
mind.
so
I
wait a
can't
minute.
even think straight. Like,
so wait a minute, Dave.
Yeah, but you have
I'm
4.5
gonna
out of
say
5.
Dave's got a 10. Nisha had a 10.
A 10 plus.
Plus. Melanie and I have 9s. And Mark, would you have an 8? I had an 8.
Well, you're a writer. You're picky.
I was. I'm sorry.
Okay, so we're going to take Mark out of the stream right now. Thanks for playing there, Mark. I appreciate you coming
No,
out.
not at all. No, I want to hear.
No, definitely down there. But before we start, we're going to go quickly into the chats there. We're going to say hello to folks. Paul Oppenshaw, I'm a fan of Doctor Who. I'm thinking Sean Pertwee called be the next Doctor Who actor.
Oh, could be.
Yes.
Maybe.
Oh, could be in the next. Oh, yeah. That
That
that's
would be
something to be.
amazing.
You know what?
Same
T-shirt. Okay, yeah. Yoda says T-shirt. It's T there. Matthew Rose says, "Hi, Sophie. Hoping you're well. Loved it, child. Your book. I had to do hundreds of takes. Your Jodie impersonation on the audiobook version is wow. By the way, loved it, and the Dark Universe recently there.
Thank you, Matthew. Lovely to hear from you.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, RT, but yeah, crazy. Something crazy going on. Matthew gives a 10 out of 10. So we're now getting ratings from people over there. We got Garrett from Hanging With Show. Everybody on the team there, check out the Hanging With Show. Sean Woodley McDonald. I've not read it yet. I do apologize. It's okay there, dude. We're just going to give the ratings. Unfortunately, this is going to be spoilers. Last time we did unspoilers. This day, we're going to do a spoiler. But first, before we proceed, we're going to go to commercial break. When we return, please continue to stay logged on, tune in, and become part of the legend.
Bateman.
What's the Bateman?
A novel set in Florida. Written by Florida author D.L. Havlin. Suspense, mystery, and murder.
Evidence is in the bait.
The Bateman is available at local bookstores and online.
Deborah Parmley's Jenna's Christmas Wish.
Santa, if there's one thing I want for Christmas more than anything, it's someone to spend Christmas with. Someone who really wants me to be there.
Head to the mountains of East Tennessee with romance author Jenna Hart for a Christmas writer's workshop. Since her mother passed after a long illness, Jenna has had one wish. She doesn't want to spend Christmas alone. Meeting Niccolo Maldini, cover model and actor, could make more than Jenna's Christmas wish come true. Unless Ember, Niccolo's ex-girlfriend, does something crazy to stop them from being together. It's a mountain Christmas romance you won't want to miss in Deborah Parmley's Jenna's Christmas Wish. Now on Amazon.com. Jackie Sonnenberg's My Soul to Keep is a ghost story rooted in the realities of actual cults. When 13-year-old Sky Monroe arrives at her new boarding school, all she can think about is death and connecting with the afterlife. Soon she discovers her school's spirituality group, the Guardians of Light, and they have a secret. They can speak with the dead, and the organization is a cult. But this isn't Sky's only problem. The campus house where Sky resides is haunted, and even the ghosts have an agenda. They intend on getting the souls they want. Filled with mystery and intrigue plucked straight from the headlines, author Jackie Sonnenberg's research and attention to detail give this ghost story an even more eerie atmosphere. Find My Soul to Keep on Amazon.com today.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. My name is Christian Basil. I want to thank you all. If you notice for our live chat and going forward, we are going to be producing the commercials here live. Please, these sponsors believe in us and we believe in them. These are the guys who are keeping us on StreamYard, on live stream, on the YouTube channel. Everything that we do, the website, as this comes free to you, it doesn't come free to us. We want to make sure that we bring you this content. If you love this content, please support all of our sponsors. Please support the show, the Hanging With web show. Just even sign up for the YouTube channel just to let us know that we're providing you great content, and we're going to provide you advertisers out here. Now, if you get a chance, definitely, if you want to advertise with us, here's the advertisement site. You can email Sage or myself at the Hanging With Show. We will provide you with good packages and rates out here that provide the show for your businesses. We definitely support local businesses. We support small businesses. As you can see, these people, it's not the Walmarts, the Kmarts. These are the people who are here locally. They probably live down the street from you, and they take good care of us, and we're going to be trying to take good care of them through you and through our show. So I want to thank everybody who participates with us, who sponsors us, who supports us, who's been there from the very beginning. We can't do this without you. Thank you so much. And we want to continue with our review of A Childhood's End.
You're getting there.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. And please continue with the comments. We will get to them. But we have to start off with... Oh, there we go. Thank you. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. There's the book right there for those of you who are watching on the YouTube and the live feed. They've just showed the book. But Mark,
yeah,
you had the lowest rating. But no, yeah. I mean it's an 8. It's a high 8.
Yeah,
really fair, isn't it? Because when you start voting 11 and 10 plus and things like that, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you've got to leave at 10. Is that was I think it was like my first day ever reading Sherlock Holmes was a 10. So that was that's so that's the scale. So you're right out there. So so my comments were I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Very ace. I enjoyed particularly enjoyed the flashbacks with Sylvester and his setup for the perfect joke ever in a book. And spoilers, but it's why the long face. That was brilliance. That was pure brilliance. And I just it was and I saw the buildup, and I could totally see Sylvester McCoy saying that line. And so I wanted to thank you for writing that. I think you did a better job than some of the writers currently are doing with 13. I thought you had it fantastic. And so that was incredible. My only like I said, what dropped it down just a little bit was the rats. I thought were a little one-sided, but that was just but that's typical Doctor Who villain, so it fit right in with the platform. And I love that you brought in some of the Big Finish stuff, and you mentioned Torchwood and Countermeasures still being on the thing and everything. So I was very pleased with that. It's a fanboys love there, and I loved it. So, like I said, just a few nitpicks, but they were the same nitpicks I'd put on any Doctor Who episode. So thank you so much for bringing an awesome thing. Now, my one question is so coming up with Sylvester's terrible dad jokes. How early did you plot those? So,
well, to be honest, they just kind of roll off the pen, you know. And I really want to also emphasize that this was not just me who wrote this book. It was definitely a collaboration between Steve Cole from BBC, well, was from BBC Books. He's now an author in his own right, and he's a brilliant writer. And Mike Tucker, who's written a lot of Doctor Who books as well, and who I know very well. So it was great. It was like, a lot of it was like playing with friends, you know, because you're bouncing ideas back and forth. And I think because the thing is, Mike and I know Sylvester so well still, and Sylvester's Doctor so well. The things like the jokes, that is part of who Sylvester McCoy is, never mind the Seventh Doctor. So they just kind of come naturally. The characters in a way speak for themselves. You must know, Mark, you know, when you're really kind of when you inhabit a character anyway, there's an ease to which the dialogue is kind of coming out.
Right. Yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah, that was awesome. My only other question was, when writing for the new Doctor, since there isn't a lot of them, what did you use for research, or just the episodes, or did you get access to anything else?
Well, in addition to the episodes, I'm lucky enough to have been asked to do several of the audiobooks for the 13th Doctor. Somebody mentioned earlier that they liked I think it was Matthew said he liked my Jodie voice. And I don't know, I seem to be able to kind of, I know it's not exact, and I certainly know somebody I'm not a northerner, and it's a very specific accent, but I always try with any voice that I do to get the essence of the voice, rather than it's not an impression of somebody, but it's the kind of essence. And I think I really get Jodie's Doctor as well. I love her portrayal, particularly in the second series that she's done. Now that she's allowed to do more kind of serious, thoughtful stuff, in addition to the comedy and the kind of excited Doctor. So actually, I didn't really even have to think about it too much. It was just kind of, it just, again, kind of came from the research, I guess, was, watching the episodes for sure. And having, I think I've done like 3 or 4 audiobooks now with the 13th Doctor. So I kind of, again, can get in her head in a way.
Awesome. Thank you. It was an amazing read. So
great. Thank you, Mark.
No problem.
Next up will be Brian Barres. Before we do that, we got a lot of chats coming up over here. Paul Openshaw, Bonnie and Lakefair would like to see come back. Yeah, me too. I would love to see that. Sean Woodley McDonald, I'm waiting for Sophie to come to Allendale Sci-Fi Museum.
Yeah, it's a brand new museum that's opening up in the north of England by a wonderful guy who has a fantastic collection of Doctor Who memorabilia. And I'm going there later in the year to open the museum, reopen the museum after a refurbishment, and also to film a series for a guy, Keith Barnfather. I don't know whether you know him. He's the man behind Real Time Pictures, who's recently done Syl and the Devil Seeds of Arador. He does all the Myth Makers. He's done them for years and years. And he is producing and directing a series called Lockdown, which is Doctor Who fans' experiences of lockdown and what Doctor Who fans have been up to in lockdown. And anyone can send him material. So if you've got anything for Keith, then please do film it, like send it in to him. And then I'm going to be the presenter on that video. Oh, okay.
We just got a hello from Neil Nebecker. Yudis says, trying to track down audiobook as I'm so far behind reading books and it's only way to catch up. What was it, Melanie? It was
Audible.
Audible.
You can go on Audible and get it. That's where I got the audiobook.
Gotcha there. Maria says, would love to see Ace return as a Time Lord with 13. So 2 Time Lords in the room. Paul Wilkinson, hello, love from Lincoln, England. Matthew Rose, the audiobook version of this is on many sites. I bought it on Google Play Store if you want it. Want the physical copy, try Amazon. Dave is not the artist.
Matthew.
Deb Waters. Deb Waters. Yes, from the Minister of Chance.
That's right.
The Minister of Chance. Deb Waters, hooray! Please, you made contact with the lovely Sophie. Yeah, I am too. In fact, I think it was Deb who was trying to mention that you wanted to be back on the show there.
Yeah, well, Deb prompted and said, "Oh, you remember the Legends of the Traveling Tardis? You remember Christian?" And so, yeah, it prompted me to kind of get in touch and say, hello, I'm here again.
Gotcha. Speaking of getting in touch, Dr. Freedom, you rated it a 9. Give us your take on it. Okay. We got a couple minutes before commercial break.
Okay. First thing I got to say, all praise to the Squidget. Because I thought that was an amazing
I need 50
device
of those.
to use.
Do not ask
to
me
move
why.
things
I just
along.
need 50 of those.
Also, yeah, like I said, I don't know what everyone else thinks. I think your impression of 13 on the audio was very, very well done. You caught all the nuances, the expression, and I really felt that 13 was there. Plus, like I said, my favorite scene in the whole book is when you and the Doctor are alone, and that very, very tense moment, because we were getting hints there for a while, even on Big Finish, that there was, a little bit of tension between the 7th Doctor and Ace, because Ace was getting tired of his manipulative ways, kind of, getting onto it and getting, rather sick of it in a way. So that calm, you knew things, did not part well in that moment where, 13 and Ace meet up. Plus, I love the way you tied the past to the present and brought this story together in the end. Feel very well done. That's what I got to say.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that was really important to me because, of course, we've seen the Doctor right from The Curse of Fenric in season 26. That's when he begins to fall off the pedestal for Ace. And there is always that moment, isn't there? There is a moment where somebody who you've really looked up to, whether it's in childhood or teenage or early adulthood, and you've really looked up to this person. Sometimes it's your parents, and then, oh, hang on a minute, they're a fallible, well, I was going to say human being. He's not a human being. She's not a human being. But you know what I mean? And I wanted to, it's been explored, as you say, in Big Finish, but it was really important that we had that scene and that Ace would see something new in the Doctor, that there was I hate to sort of genderize it, but, the sort of the more thoughtful, sensitive side of the Doctor. And that could be as a man as well, but it wasn't with Sylvester's Doctor. His Doctor was definitely darker and more manipulative. And I think that that's what the Doctor has been for some time. And now with Jodie's Doctor, we are seeing a more kind of, caring Doctor, would you say? Or, and so we really wanted to incorporate that as well.
Gotcha. Sophie, we're on a hard commercial break. When we return, we're going to get back to your comments and more questions for Sophie. Melanie and I are going to take a turn since we both rated 9. So please continue to stay logged on, tune in, and become part of the legend.
Hi, I'm Claudia Christian with some exciting updates in the Sinclair Method world. First of all, we launched our new coaching page. It's yoursinclairmethod.com, so you can go there and book a session with one of our fabulous coaches. You can also reach that page by visiting c3foundation.org. It's at the top of the landing page of the website. The second piece of news is Journeys is out. Woohoo! This book has been a long time in the making, and it is available in Amazon, Barnes & Noble, your local bookstore, and there's a limited amount of signed copies at c3foundation.org. So get your copy of Journeys now and visit the coaching page for some wonderful support. If you're on the Sinclair Method, you can book a session with a variety of different coaches. Take care and be well.
Alien invaders enslave Earth,
unleashing hunters into the ruined wastes.
One young survivor struggles to elude their monsters, clinging to hope.
When he's stolen off the planet by a sarcastic Starship AI, they pit their uneasy alliance against a treacherous galaxy.
Explore a whole new verse of barbarism and betrayal.
Wonder and Adventure
In the Scion series
by Michael J. Allen.
Beginning with Book 1, Scion Conquered Earth.
Available in print, ebook, and audio on Amazon.com.
Experience Samara's adventure as she imagines the people around her change into friendly cartoon animals right before her eyes. Journey with her in this poetic tale, My Cartoon Imagination at School.
And welcome back to the Legend of the Traveling Tardis. Dave, you look a little different there.
Yeah, I want to put through school or something. I look a little bit better now.
Oh, wow.
Mucho better. Oh, wait, put that book back up.
It's not even a book. It's a card.
Just keep. The card, the ace card.
Oh, the trading card.
The ace in the hole.
Nope.
The ace in the hole. There you go.
No?
Game.
Ah, right. Wow, I haven't seen that one before. You see all this new merchandise. Fantastic.
It is gorgeous there. Alrighty. Well, we're going back to your questions, Matthew Rose. Another question for Sophie. If Big Finish could do the ultimate 7th Doctor box set, where you are with Mags, Hex, Benny, and Mel, would you be up for this and a round 2 with the 11?
Oh yeah, that would be amazing. I'd love to. I love working for Big Finish anyway. I love the way that all the writers explore Ace's character in new ways. I'm constantly amazed by the writing for Big Finish and how the writers come up with new stuff all the time for Ace to do. And definitely round 2 with the 11. It's so funny because Mark Bonner, who plays the 11, is a fabulous actor anyway. And he lives quite near me, actually. And we're great friends because we did a series called Tree Fu Tom together.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
He actually took over from David Tennant when David just got too busy working, having children, generally having a life. And so he did the first series, and then Mark, who is from very near him in Scotland, took over. And so any work I do with Mark, I'm happy to do.
Gotcha there. Sean's back. He says, would you like to write for the TV series?
Oh, gosh.
And I'm going to say, yes, she should, because if I'm going to say that I don't want to get into too much of my comment as of yet, but you have them spot down. You have the characters spot down. I'll put that in my comment, but I'm going to add to that. You have a spot down there. So Chibnall comes down and says, Sophie, I need a classic Who writer. Would you do it?
Yeah, I'd definitely do it. I'd ask him for help though, because he's awesome as well. So yeah, writing is not my favorite thing to do because you write on your own, don't you, Mark? You're kind of, you sit there and I'm a very sociable person.
Yep.
And I love working with people. So for me, working with Steve and Mike was ideal because we got to work together. So I would like to do collaboration work. I think that works for me anyway.
That's a good way to do it.
Eula says, shameless plug for your son. If not wanting a mask sent, but wanting to donate to him, how should we do that? Sophie, please tell us how we can do this.
That is awesome. Okay, so my younger son, who's 17, is an amazing guy. And if you go to his YouTube site, whatever you call it, channel, his name is William Henderson, because that's my married name. And he has got a few videos on there. One is an amazing dress he made out of paper for an art project at school. And his latest one is he is making face masks and donating money to Black Lives Matter causes. And he's found a particular charity in the UK that he's quite taken with. So yeah, if you want to do that, then check out his YouTube video where he shows how he's made them all. It's very funny. I make appearances as well, and he's funny. He's clever. I mean, he's my son, so I would say that. But if you would like to make a donation, he'd be absolutely thrilled, and you could just go to his Instagram and do that. It's all on the YouTube channel.
You know what's amazing, Melanie? I think she's already on top of that. Everybody, we're gonna post the link in this chat feed, and plus when the audio story goes out, Garrett, if you're still listening with the Hanging With team, let's make sure that link gets into the audio promo. So we're gonna make sure that that's out there for all to see there. But while Melanie's doing that, I'll just finish up the chats that are here. Matthew Rose, I submitted for the WHO lockdown, so looking forward to that coming out. And can we say a massive congratulations for still being a massive award-winning indie film? I did hear, but I have not seen that. I haven't seen it yet, and Deb was talking to me about it.
It's crazy. It's won 30 awards at various festivals, and it's Nabil Shaban, and it's the original writer Philip Martin, who wrote this special story for Nabil because he's such a talented guy. And it's Keith, again, it's Real-Time Pictures. Keith asked me if I would like to play a small cameo because he knew that I've always been interested in playing characters, the people who play characters in masks and prosthetics. And he said, would you like to do some prosthetics work? And I said, yeah, that would be amazing. So I appear as this incredible green lady. And Nabil and I have a very suggestive scene together at one point. But yeah, it's entirely up to Nabil. I mean, he is just astonishing in this production. And Keith put it in for a few festivals thinking, well, might as well. It's won 30 awards. It's plus Nabil, who was he knew Jeremy Corbyn, who was our shadow. He was the leader of the opposition in our government, and he went to see Jeremy Corbyn doing a talk somewhere, and Jeremy Corbyn was photographed at this place, completely kind of by the by, holding a copy of Syl and the Devil's Seeds of Arador. It was hilarious. So like these two worlds collide, politics and, the world of Doctor Who. It's amazing.
It's interesting enough that, we don't really know people. What we see on the screen for some people, we really don't know until we see them out and about there. And then when we really get to know them, like, oh, you're a Whovian too, huh? Which is always a great thing. It's just there's many people in my high school I didn't realize there were Whovians, and then when I got on Facebook and started saying, "Yeah, I'm a Doctor Who fan," they all came out of the woodwork and go like, "Yeah, I'm a Whovian too." Just like, why didn't you say anything 20 some odd years ago? We could have geeked out together. One more chat. Derek Hartley says
it wasn't cool in those days.
I know,
and now you can kind of come out of the closet somehow, or take your anorak off or something. Because I don't know if you had this. I don't know if you know what an anorak is. Even I've just. I think
if you gave me the description, I would know what it is.
Yeah,
but yeah.
But it's so fantastic that Doctor Who is now so popular, and yeah, really great.
And but the great thing about it is, with the popularity, when I was a kid, that it had the underground popularity. Now I get to talk to the new generation that are coming in, who are appreciating that, who are watching the classic Who. They're watching Sylvester McCoy and Colin Baker and all those guys beforehand, and I'll get a better appreciation. And then I can start geeking out with them. Derek Hartley says, "Hi, Sophie. Been a few years. Hope to see you soon." Yeah. So definitely coming out there. But Melanie and I know Melanie, I think, is still researching, so I will give my rating if you'd like. Yeah, gives Melanie some time to get that link out there. I gave it a 9. I'm one of those jerks that says, if I give you a 10, it's really a 10. It really is. It really is a hard thing to do, but it's a good 9. It's a really good 9. What was mentioned earlier, that your voice, I wish you could do it right here. I have a friend named Wendy Abrams. She's spot on, and you two really are the most spot on. If for whatever reason Jodie Whittaker doesn't do Big Finish, you really need to take the mantle up and run with it. I am dead serious. I not only that, but I listened to the audiobook because I was trying to read the book and I just didn't have a chance. And then I went to Audible, got the audiobook, listened to it. And I'm saying this right now. If you got the book, you definitely need to get the audiobook. It is, Sophie, you not only nail each character and bring in Will and bring in, Graham, all the companions you've nailed. Not only in the characterization, but I know you're doing their voices, but you could get the feel that this would be an episode of Doctor Who now.
Oh, thank you.
And with each characterization that you did, but you came on very, very close as far as the voice is concerned, but as far as the characterization as how they would present themselves on the TV series, you nailed it. But Jodie Whittaker, you nailed it.
Oh, thanks.
So
I really enjoyed bringing those voices to life. For example, we also have a really kind of crucial character in the story, Chantel, who is actually Squeak from Survival in the classic series, all grown up. And I really loved the idea that actually, I've met Adele at conventions now, and it would be so cool to do something with her. I remember her as a little girl in that council estate in Perivale, filming with her. And I think she said she was about 7, but she was small, so she was petite. She looked younger as a child. And she's the one who says, "Bad cat man." And and then now, obviously, she went on to be an actress. And she appeared in one of our soaps called Emmerdale. So she's actually very well known. And so it was fun bringing the character of Chantel to life as well.
I liked Grant and the EastEnders comment about her. I thought that was great. So
yeah, thank you. Yeah.
So, folks, we have a hard commercial break. When we return, we're going to finish off more of our review there. When we return, please continue to stay logged on, tune in, and become part of the legend.
Now on Amazon.com, iCoin from author Jeremy Mosby. It's an alternate reality, and the leader of the planet iCoin is none other than Benjamin Franklin. When corrupt officials threaten not only iCoin but the Earth as well, an unlikely chosen one, Jeremy, must face dark foes to save the Earth and iCoin alike. Author Jeremy Mosby takes readers on a superhero's adventure through this compelling and imaginative alternate universe. Get iCoin on Amazon.com today.
Ooh.
Best-selling and award-winning author of true crime and crime fiction, Yvonne Mason is back with a brand new book, The Pink Canary, a book that delves into the life of a drag queen and a marvelous whodunit. You can find this and all of Yvonne's other works on Amazon.com, or find Yvonne Mason on Facebook and Twitter.
He's gonna kill me.
Buy your copy of Pink Canary now.
Bateman.
What's the Bateman?
A novel set in Florida, written by Florida author D.L. Havlin. Suspense, mystery, and murder.
Evidence is in the bait.
The Bateman is available at local bookstores and online.
Waiting for Melanie to razz me for messing up on the commercials. Welcome back to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. My name is Christian Basil. We're going to continue our reviews, and Melanie's next up. She had a 9.2. Melanie, tell us why you rated it a 9. 9, spelled out too.
Whatever. The sad thing is, I have to echo almost everybody else. I read the book first when we first had you on, and made sure not to be spoilery about the content, because we were able to thank you read it before it came out. And then once the audiobook came out, I'm like, ooh, I need to hear this. But yeah, you're just the story itself, I really did like that you harkened back to your time as Ace with the Seventh Doctor, and that the chemistry between the two just didn't miss a beat. But I did like that this book really did put some type of tension between the two and figuring out what happened of why Ace left. Because we've already seen different avenues, whether it was either a comic or another book, of what happened to Ace. And in this book, you really did tie gave us some type of purpose to, well, she died in this, and she was over here on this, and she's doing this, and how do you reconcile all that? And you were able to reconcile it while giving us a story that also did the elephant in the room of what happened, why did you leave, when did you leave, that kind of thing. And then you built it beautifully where you used the fact that something had happened with the 7th Doctor, and now you have the 13th Doctor where you're going to, again, reconcile it. But on top of that, it was a very plausible story because you had the characterizations of everybody very unique and or spot on. So you had like your main, the villain, the Harbinger, that I can never say the name, and bless you for always saying how he always kind of said he always talked himself in the third person, which I thought was just kind of fun. But yeah, how everybody was very unique, very, very specific. I mean, to the story where you think of like the legates and like the Centurions, that they were their own type of character, where you decided that these horse people basically were the lost soldiers. They were off still fighting a war that was long gone. And that's a trope that you see in a lot of really, really good stories, because that's based in some type of reality where people keep fighting. They don't want to stop fighting. And you might have other people still taking up that spear and running with it. And you just had so many different little conflicts within the story. I loved that Sophie and Yaz didn't get along together at the beginning. There was just some type of weird just characterization that sometimes people's personalities just don't work at first. And that car ride where they didn't talk for an hour. All I could think is
car ride with the ex.
Well, it just, you've been in car ride. It was something that to the reader, you were able to take something that everybody's experienced. Everyone knows how long time can be in a car. That's even just 15 minutes with something you just don't, that uncomfortable silence. And you were able to put that in there and just kept building on that until they finally kind of had that kind of that come to Jesus moment. But yeah, I mean, another point, because I'm just going to keep going on about why I just love this story. You did something that I actually have, if you go back to our reviews of the 13th Doctor in television, you presented a story that was well balanced for such an ensemble cast, where you had Ryan doing something specific, you had Graham doing something specific, you had Yaz doing something specific, and then you had the 13th Doctor actually, working. So you were able to build this wonderful architecture of a story, make sure everybody was represented, everybody had something plausible to do that was within character, and then you nailed it with that audio. Girl. I legitimately stopped the audiobook at one point and Googled to see if you brought Sophie or you brought the Jodie on. I legitimately did that because I'm going this because there were times where I'm like, no, there's no way. There's how she's getting the essence, the affectation. You sold me that. I thought that was Jodie Whittaker. Wow. I legitimately did. And even, yes, as a female actress portraying another female, you're going to have more of the tonally and the vocal cords to be able to get it dead on. You were able to get Ryan and Graham's nuances and essence in there. I would understand that being able to do Sylvester, you've worked with him, you know the character, you've lived it, you breathed it on screen. You were able to get Graham and Ryan. And that was just, when you were speaking, I knew who was talking. Yeah. When there was dialogues going on with multiple characters, I knew what voice was speaking. That was just my testament to your performance and on top of just the writing behind it. So,
because Sophie's a big Finnish girl.
After I'm done, just gushing on you. How did you prepare when you were doing the not just when, because I know it was a collaboration moment of building the story and building everyone's voices and on getting the words on the paper. Yeah. How did you prepare when you were going to do the audiobook and going, okay, how do I perform this without making it sound like an impression?
I don't know.
Especially for the male voice.
It just kind of happens. And I think what it is I just like draw on, I think I have a visual sense when I'm doing any audiobook and I can see the scene. So I think I'm quite a visual person. And so once I'm in that space, satellite thing with the sort of like the organic skin matter, I can see it. I can see it in my head. It's like when you read any book, but I'm reading the scene, and so I'm kind of seeing the characters. I'm seeing Jodie. I'm seeing Ryan. I'm seeing them all. Actually, I have to say the one person that I do have real difficulty with doing is Sylvester, and yeah, partly because he's a man, as you say, so it's a different vocal register. But even there's a guy called John Culshaw. I don't know if you know him, but people from the UK will know John. Now he is he's a excellent impressionist, and he does the most brilliant Tom Baker on a series we have over here called Dead Ringers, a radio series, and then they did a few TV series as well. He can do the most incredible voices, and the one person he says he can't do, and he's a friend of Sylvester's. They go out to the pub together. He always says he can't do Sylvester McCoy. So I sort of think, well, at least I'm in good company, because Sylvester's got this bizarre voice, which is it's partly Scottish because he was brought up in Scotland, but partly Irish because he was brought up by his Irish granny, and then he's lived in London, in England, for most of his life. So actually, I wonder whether he'll get a bit of a French accent because he's been locked down in France.
He's a mutt. He's a total mutt.
Yeah, because you tend to your vocal affectations and accent tend to change depending on if you're in an area and who you're surrounding with. So,
yeah. Some people's take on everything, don't they? Like a chameleon. Other people don't at all. My husband is from Liverpool, and he's still got his Liverpool accent despite having not lived there since he was about 18 years old. But no, so Sylvester, yes, I must say I do find him pretty difficult.
Not only that, but this is a testament to you. I mean, you could have just read the book, but you were rolling Sylvester's R's, which I know is like the impossible. Sylvester is the only one who can do that. I mean, we would try.
There's different, like almost like there's little lilts to his voice where there's different words that roll up. And that was something that I noticed that you were. Did you feel that you had to do it? Did you have to do multiple takes to get one for his, or no?
No. There's no time to do that. I think it's the same with everybody. Again, people have their own particular inflections, and I've noticed that Jodie Whittaker has her own particular inflection, and she starts at the top, and she does something, and she goes down like that when she's doing her doctor. So. Once you get the sort of the tune of somebody's speaking, it's much easier.
I promise you, we're going to try to get into the chats and everything. Nisha, you're up next. There, you gave her a 10. Let's get some of the good reviews. What's that?
10 plus.
No, that was that plus, or is that for both of you? No, Dave gave it 11, so Nisha gets a 10 plus.
That was thank you so much for recognizing that, Sophie. I have to tell you, I listened to the audiobook. I'm an auditory learner, so audiobooks are my savior. I'm also a writer as well. I am just working on my third book. So I run an organization that promotes mental wellness through fandom, basically self-acceptance through fandom. And I've been a Whovian for 37 years. So for me, I listened to this book, and all I kept repeating in my head is, this book needs to be a movie. This book needs to be a movie. They need to make this into a movie. I'm telling you, I could see every single thing. The visuality and the emotionality of what you created with your voices was so moving and so revealing. My daughter's absolute favorite character in the fandom of Doctor Who, and she's 27 now. I raised my kids right. Her favorite character is Ace. She talks about Ace on a regular basis in terms of feminism and the ability to succumb or to live through the journey of emotional pain and stress. And she always nailed that manipulation relationship between you and the Doctor. And to have you completely reveal it the way that you did in this book, I wanted to scream and open the door and tell her, but she was asleep, so I didn't do it. So it was so incredible for me. But as a mental health provider and family practice provider, this book has such true emotional revelations in it in terms of what a character, not just a companion, but a character around the Doctor and the companions has to deal with in terms of pain and struggle. That's all I could feel. That's why I gave it 10 plus. I didn't just listen to it as a book and a story and a Whovian. I listened to it as a mom. I listened to it as a survivor of abuse myself. I listened to it as a provider, a mental health counselor, and all I could hear was so much beauty and richness in terms of how you were able to bring to light for the fans what that journey would be like, not just as a character, but the people around them and the fallout. And that's like Chantal is just, oh, what a character. Loved her so much. So I could just go on about it. I actually literally wrote pages and pages of notes for myself here about this book. So
thank you so much. And that's great what you're saying, because I'd not really formulated that for myself, the kind of the mental health aspect of it. But my goodness, if it makes a difference, then that is just, that really, really makes a difference to, that's what we all want to do, right? Is make a difference to people. So, absolutely. You know, that's amazing. Yeah. And I can see now, that's what was going on. And I'm thinking as well that the effects on her relationships with men, with the Will character who she knows she loves, but she can't actually really be with, and the kind of rejection of him because there's always this ghost in the background of what she's dealt with in the past.
Even to the very end, even to the very literally last moments of this book, she doesn't allow that thing to happen, but she trusts him so ultimately that she gives him Ace, you know, a charitable earth. That was such a truthful moment because not everyone can find their way through that level of abuse, manipulation, or depression, anxiety, the whole spectrum of emotional. I wanted my absolute favorite line is Yaz's line. And maybe you need to own that choice a bit more if you want to find the right thing to say to the likes of us. I think, I don't know if you realized it, but did you, in terms of your thought process, did you actually connect, maybe you said it, to the fact that you're talking about people dealing with the victim mentality? So it's not just the companion, which, you know, they go on such an emotionally painful journey with the Doctor on a regular basis, but all the people who are suffering through that level of you know, the fallout and the aftermath of abuse and victimization. So I know
I've always been very interested in the effect of the Doctor on the companions, and I think in Yaz we have somebody there who is more emotionally mature than Ace was when she was with the Doctor. So, and maybe because he's he's a man for Ace and a woman for, there's some healing going on there for sure. And I think it's great that, Melanie, you were talking about the relationship between Yaz and Ace as well. And that Yaz she's able to articulate and explore her emotions to a much greater extent than Ace was ever able to, and maybe even as an adult is able to. So I was really interested in that relationship, and being able to, that Yaz can be a voice for such a lot in a way.
Exactly.
For race, for gender, for relationships,
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it because I completely understood that. Not a doubt in my mind that that's what you meant to do.
Amazing. Great.
Dave, you got to follow up that. And
really,
we'll try to get to your chats as best we can there. I'm sorry. We'll try to get to your chat there. Go ahead, Dave.
I want to mirror again what everyone else said. This is almost better than what we're seeing on the TV. You nailed everything. I'm going to one-up Nisha and say, I don't want to see a film of this. I want a whole limited series. Toss out the Christmas, New Year's episode and just run this for like the whole time. This would be brilliant. Everyone else also asked most of my questions. So Nisha also mentioned the conversation between Ace and Yaz. And I think that was one of the really standout scenes for me as well. Not just because of their interaction, but because of what you said or how you termed, you didn't say professor. You called him the doctor. And that's something you almost never did during the series from the very beginning. Don't call me professor. And now that's the thing. And I think that showed so much class. Ace showed so much class going, no, I this is what you see in this. This is how you know this person. And out of respect, that's how I'm going to treat them as well. And I think that showed so much, it just stood out more than anything else. This was amazing. We don't have a lot of time, so I'm just going to stop rambling. But yay, more, please.
Oh, wow. Well, thanks so much, guys. It's been amazing to hear your all your takes on it and everything that you've seen from the book. I'm absolutely thrilled. Thank you so much.
I'm not going to post the chats. I'm just going to run right through them. There's a lot of them to go through. Matthew Rose, last time seeing you, Sophie, was at the premiere in London and got to say that was a fun day. It was a lovely day and Q&A. It's always a joy seeing you and the Who ladies may see each other again in better times. Sean says, can I give a shout out for tomorrow? Enter grand old of 51. I don't know what that means. Apologies. I also want to mention in the chat is your son's YouTube channel. Melanie got it up there. Your link to the audiobook, because I think if you get the book and not listen to the audio, you're not treating yourself there. Alex
Patterson, I have to get the audio to bump it up to a 9 or a 10. So.
Yeah. Alex Patterson, welcome aboard, and says he mentions that you had a great impersonation with Jodie. And Philip Cox, is this live? Yes, Phillips. Yes, it was live. I got a question about Tampa Bay, and I'll do that at the after party. Want to welcome Michael Wilkinson and Jose Mesa. And we've had to end the chats, but we're going to end the chats with this one. Well, Philip Cox says hello from Lancaster. Did I get that right? And okay, sorry. I'll get him right. I'll be over there one day. And we're gonna Lancer.
Or Leicester, maybe.
It's Leicester. Leicester.
We're gonna end the chats with Matthew Rose. Can we also say that what it is an incredible is taking a big TARDIS crew and adding Ace, and it works so well. It proves big crews can work so well if handled with time and care. Loved Graham and Ryan being fans of Ace, Yaz being standoffish till she came to appreciate her and the Doctor, and Ace making amends for the whole manipulative sides of Seven. Yes, I wish we could go even more in that. And you have K9 now. Ace's story is consistently growing. So yeah. Oh, you got K9? I gotta keep. There's no way I'm gonna keep up with this stuff there.
K9.
She's got her own K9. I got to hear. Well, folks, we are at the end of the show. Thank you so much for joining us. If you want to stick around, we will have the after party to chat a little bit longer. But this is the end of the audio recording of the show. We want to thank you so much for joining us live on here. Want to thank Sophie Aldred. Always welcome to come back. Always. We love you so much. Please stick around. We will have the after party just to chat a little bit further. And thank you for joining us. Thank you for staying logged on. Tune in, support our sponsors, and thank you as always. Become part of the legend. And end show.
Well, I don't blame you on some of the pronunciations. If it weren't for a couple of friends of mine, I was totally lost on Gloucestershire.
No.
I completely agree. Yeah, no, they're crazy.
Yeah, because
now
I see it, and I like Gloucestershire, and it's like, wait a minute.
That's the same thing. A lot of the funny enough, a lot of the UK towns, it's also in Boston. So like, or even then you get the butchered Boston accent, like where people are like, it's Worcester. Like, no, it's Worcester. It's Worcester.
I'll never get there. I gotta get over there. Melanie's got to drag me over there with my traveling TARDIS, which is still in lockdown 4 months now, I guess, going on.
Yeah.
The actual, you remember that thing, don't you?
I do remember that thing. Yeah.
Sophie, we're still live, but the audio version of this has been cut off there, so we're giving people last minute if they want to jump in. I got Ashley Ferendon Could I ask Sophie a question? Yeah, of course. Oh, Sean was saying it's his birthday tomorrow, July 4th.
Oh, wow,
July 4th.
Wow, that's
I always see British people on July 4th. Like, I don't know if you know who Ian Shaw is. He ran a podcast, Gallifrey Stands. I go, do you want the country back? We're kind of done with it.
Yeah.
So we can
I think we've got enough trouble with our own, thanks.
Oh, okay, there you go. Then. Ashley says, if Doctor Who lasted through the end of the 80s, would you want it to be the companion to witness a seventh Doctor regenerate? Oh, that is a good question. Would you like to see Sylvester go to?
I actually
Had you had that chance?
That it would be the Doctor and Ace worked so well. The seventh Doctor and Ace. I'm not sure whether Ace should have kind of stuck around for somebody else. The plan was that actually I was going to go first, so I was going to leave and do something. That wasn't quite clear what.
That was Earth Aid, right? We're going to leave at Earth Aid? Yes.
Yes. And then Sylvester was going to regenerate at the end of the next series. So I'm quite happy. And also, I'm people say, "Oh, it was terrible. It was cancelled and all that." But actually, I do wonder whether we had continued in those days when the BBC was really not behind the show at all, whether it would have just slowly dwindled and kind of died, and we wouldn't have got the new series. So, in many ways, I think it was. I mean, it was horrible at the time, but looking back, I wonder whether it wasn't the best thing for the show actually at the time.
I think it was a testament to fans because they would not, and as a testament of the 2005 reboot, they wouldn't let it die. It came back in Virgin Novels. It came back as Big Finish. Nick Briggs made sure of that. And I appreciate that because even though we don't get to see it in TV, we get to see the characters fleshed out as never before. Because the TV only had certain episodes and you only had certain time. With Big Finish, you can go as far as you want, have the audio go as long as it wants, as long as the writing is good and the actors are doing wonderful. I've never had a dud Big Finish, except for one. I even told Nick Briggs about it. I said, except for one, which was the Maltese Penguin. Other than that, I haven't had a dud Big Finish. And he's got this, if anybody, I'm actually kind of promoting Big Finish. If you actually get the app, there are been Big Finish audios that have been selling for like $2.
Yeah.
I actually got
get it. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I was just anytime he's got a big sale, he's got like, okay, we got 20 episodes, they're $10, they're $2 each. I'm like, clip. And I'm like, I don't know how long longer I'm gonna have my job, but I'll keep but once I get furloughed, I'll have a lot of time to listen to this stuff.
Worth it for Ace with a jetpack when she fought the Rocketman. That was I think one of the most awesome moments. So
absolutely, yeah. I mean I think Ace was into. I would love to have loved her to be more into gadgets and things on the TV show. And of course, I was cast because I could ride a motorbike, and I never got to ride a motorbike. So, that would have been something.
We don't really get to hear how Ace gets to be so wealthy. I mean, I'm not sure.
It was in the book.
It is, but I'm curious. I know it's because of the patents and the how scientifically techy you are. That's just.
Well, it's cheap, really. She goes back and
yeah. Okay. I just wanted to be sure. Okay.
Yeah.
I like the 50 pounds in the bank. That's the classic Back to the Future trick. So yeah, it was good.
I'm like, why not? Go ahead and do it. I just wanted to say that.
Sophie, you still have the jacket. You still have the jacket, right? I think from the last show you told us you had the jacket.
I do have the jacket. Yay. It's one of my most valuable possessions. It's in the wardrobe, and occasionally I'll go and have a look at it or put it on for a video for somebody if they request.
It was the season 26 or 27. You put it on because you're at the Charitable Earth commercial for the season. It was amazing to see that. That still makes me cry when I watch that one. So that one.
Yeah.
Sophie,
wonderful to do that trailer.
I don't even know if you need to go. I don't want to hold up much time as you're taking it. Normally, I would just end the show. We still had pretty much the same amount of people watching as when we were recording. So I don't know if I just want to abandon ship and say, everybody go there. Well, but I do have a question for you afterwards. I do have an question afterwards.
I do actually have to go and make some calls, but Yeah.
Okay, so everybody, we're gonna say goodbye. We're gonna end the broadcast, and I just had a
Bye,
question for you
everybody.
before we go.
Bye. Thank you
so much.
Bye.